राम हरे हरे। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Assembled devotees की जय। हरे कृष्णा, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. My Dandavat pranams to all the devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Adita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association, and all glories to your services to the group, Mataji. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Retreat.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories to the Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Gal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and blessing all of us with your sweet association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Okay, I'll start the recording then. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 12th chapter, 34th verse. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, are you ready? Okay, we can wait.
Yes, Mataji. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice background, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining this early morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I hand over the call to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, just a second, Mataji. I'll open the file. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 12. Mohini Murti Incarnation Bewilders Lord Shiva. Text 34. Sarita Sahasro Shaileshu Vaneshu Pavaneshu Cha Yatra Kwa Chashana Rasayastatra Sannihito Harihi. Word to word meaning. Sarit near the shores of the river, Sahasrashu and near the lakes, Saileshu near the mountains, Vaneshu in the forest, Upavaneshu in the gardens or small forest, Cha also Yatra wherever, Qua anywhere, Cha also Asan were exciting Rasayaha great receipts, Tatra there Sannihitaha were present, Haraha Lord Shiva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Following Mohini Murti, Lord Shiva went everywhere, near the shores of the rivers, the lakes, near the mountains, near the forest, near the gardens, and wherever there lived great sages. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti remarks that Mohini Murti dragged Lord Shiva to so many places, especially to where the great sages lived, to instruct the sages that Lord Shiva had been mad for a beautiful woman. Thus, although they were all great sages and saintly persons, they should not think themselves free, but should remain extremely cautious about beautiful women. No one should think himself liberated in the presence of a beautiful woman. The Shastras enjoy Matra Swastra Duhitrava Navi Kashano Bhavet Balavan Indriyair Gramo Vidvam Sam Api Karshati. One should not stay in a solitary place with a woman, even if she is his mother, sister, or daughter, for the senses are so uncontrollably powerful that in the presence of women one may become agitated even if he is very learned and advanced. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Oh, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to speak on, serve all of you by speaking on the topic of Bhagavatam. And this is actually very important instructions, especially Lord is teaching through Lord Shiva only. And it's a different way of teaching. He's teaching the devotees of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is already liberated personality. He don't need any teaching. but it's a pastime. It's a relation between Lord and Shiva. So that's the pastime is going on between them, and others are trying to learn from it. So that's actually what is happening there. So here we understand one important thing, that this instruction which Lord is giving, that don't be anytime complacent. This is such a important instruction. No matter how much advanced you are, we will get bewildered. So even Brahma got attracted to his own daughter, and here Shiva is getting attracted to Mohini Murti. And if you see that Shiva was very confident, he was thinking, Arey, all the demigods they saw, they didn't get attracted. Why will I get bewildered? So that was his mood. But he got affected by Yoga Maya. It's not Mahamaya. Because of Mahamaya, Shiva is getting bewildered. It is because of Yoga Maya. We should clearly understand. And also, another important thing to understand is that Lord Shiva, this is a play that is happening between Lord and Vishnu and Shiva. It's nothing very serious thing. It's just some pastime, some entertainment. Like, even if you see in Brahma Vihuman Lila, Brahma is bewildered, and he uh, try to test Krishna. But if you see, Balram also could not detect that he is playing with Krishna all the 1 full year, and Balram could not understand that this is Krishna only, who is in the form of calves also and cowherd boys also. That means Krishna Maya can cover everything, everyone, even Balramji also. So here Lord Shiva is also covered by Krishna's Maya. So that should not be any problem. And it is not any Mahamaya. This is Yoga Maya only, internal potency of the Lord, because external potency is Durga Devi. She cannot do anything to Lord Shiva. He is completely aloof from it. And another thing is, after this pastime, when Lord Shiva releases semen, it forms into golden mountains. Sorry, gold ores and all. So now everybody wear golden ornaments. So they should be thankful to Lord Shiva for providing the gold. It's all divine thing. It's not something mundane. Gold is considered the purest of all elements, right? So in that way, it's all pure only, because it is coming in Bhagavatam. But it is a lesson to people who are practicing spirituality, that don't be complacent, because anytime you will get bewildered. At any age you can be bewildered, at any position we can be bewildered, and all situations we should be very, very careful. So that is the important lesson. And another thing is, I have two things to discuss. We will see how it will work. One is that the followers of Lord Shiva don't reject him. And another thing is Lord's mercy, how to accept Lord's mercy. Because that is a big challenge for all of us, that we want to accept Lord's mercy. And here we are seeing that Lord Shiva has to accept this type of mercy of Lord. And another, like this shloka, Matra Swasta Duhitrava, when Gemini Rishi, he actually, Vyasdev was writing this, and Gemini Rishi, he was little skeptic about this verse when he says, Are Vidwan api karshati. That means even a learned person is bewildered. That's actually what this verse says. But Gemini Rishi feels, Are, how bewildered? If he is already Vidwan, he should not get affected, right? So he says Vidwan api, and he adds one more word, na karshati. That means Vidwans are not affected. Vyasdeva says, no, Vidwan is affected, and Gemini Rishi is writing, oh, learned person will not get affected. Then Vyasdev understood. He didn't say anything. And that day, Gemini Rishi goes back to his ashram, and suddenly there was a huge rain that is happening, uh, and suddenly somebody knocks at the door of Gemini Rishi's ashram, and he opens. A very beautiful lady comes. He says, "It's very cold. I am drenched in rain, and no, please." Give me some shelter, give me some shelter. So Gemini says, okay, you stay inside, I'll go and stay outside. And Gemini Rishi goes outside, and this woman, she's inside the house. But Gemini Rishi already saw her when she was completely drenched in water. And even though he went outside the hut and he started meditating on that form of the woman. And then he started knocking. The woman said, "What happened?" He said, "I want to come inside." She said, "No, no, no." She says, "No, I want to come and I want to marry you." Then she says, "No, no, no, I cannot marry now. No, no, I want to marry." Then she says, "Okay, I will marry, but one condition." Then she says that you should take me to the nearby temple. In temple only I'll marry. He says, "Okay, whatever conditions. Right now I want to marry you." And she says, "Okay, but the condition is you should, like, no, you should put me on the back and you should crawl. I'll sit on the top of you and you crawl to the temple and then you take me." Then he says, "Okay, okay, any condition, any condition. I want to marry you." Now he was completely enamored by her form and beauty, and he got so much attracted. And then Gemini Rishi says, "Okay," he takes the shape of, he started crawling, and then this beautiful young lady, she sat on his back, and he started crawling to the temple, nearby temple in that heavy rain. And then after a few minutes of crawling like that, suddenly he hears this verse again. Matra, Swastra, Duhitra va. Then he looks up, he sees that is Vyasdev sitting there instead of that lady. And then he says, "Gemini Rishi, now you understand why did I say Vidwan api karshati." Even learned person is getting affected. So you are a learned person and you got bewildered by this lady. So the point is that it's not actually possible for any ordinary person, because this is the Vishnu Maya. This is the creation of Lord to bewilder the mind of living entity. So Krishna himself says, "Mama Maya Duratya." We cannot cross over Krishna's Maya, not possible, no matter how much. See, the tendency to enjoy, as long as it is there, we cannot come out of it. We can come only when we are uh, completely, if free from all this tendency to enjoy, and that is in a very high state. So I had two topics to discuss. One is why the followers of Lord Shiva should not reject him, seeing him in this situation. Another topic is accepting the mercy of the Lord in that situation. Like now Shiva may complain, "Arey, what is this? You are making fun of me," and that in front of my own followers. You could have made fun in some way. What is this type of play? And Lord Shiva don't get feel insulted by it, but instead he feels grateful only. So we'll try to understand that, understanding Krishna's mercy. So Krishna emphasizes the importance of understanding his birth, deeds, and divine purpose. Janma karma chame divyam. So any activity that is done by Krishna in this Mohini Murti form. Now, what is wrong? If you say you all have to go for Krishna, we say we have to search for Krishna, we have to worship Krishna, and Lord Shiva is running behind Krishna only, right? So one time, uh, Radhanath Maharaj was giving class on this pastime, and one devotee asked in the class that, "What is wrong? Why can't we have a temple of Mohini Murti?" So Maharaj, actually it was a chit or something. Maharaj said, "Who is that person? Stand up." And so Maharaj was telling, "No, that is not the way to worship. You cannot worship Mohini Murti." So, but Lord's activity, pastimes are all divine. So, and he does not come to this world to fulfill he comes to this world to fulfill the desires of his devotees. So Lord Shiva wanted, he fulfilled the desire. So to respond to the sincere and longing and devotion, but in other avatars, and to demonstrate the boundless extent of his mercy. So this the highest form of Lord's mercy is his personal form. Please understand, Lord being a person is the highest manifestation of his mercy. For us, that if you understand that having a person relationship is such a important thing. Say for example, we went to a some function or some gathering, and nobody knows us there, and we just entered, and everybody is just busy with their things. Nobody is responding to us because we don't know. We just went, and suddenly some small child comes to us, and we are sitting, and she's sitting beside us, and she's talking, and she's trying to communicate with us. Immediately we feel some sort of peace, because we want some relationships, some person. So in the parties, nobody knows, and suddenly one person comes, like we went to Roop Seva Kunj ashram opening in Govardhan, and one devotee was telling me that, no, Prabhuji, I went there, all are Russians only. And all. So he said, Prabhuji, I am feeling I came to some Russia only. Where are you? I said, I am coming, wait a minute. So for him, he was little bewildered. Prabhuji, it's all Russians only, nobody is there whom I can talk. I said, don't worry, I am coming. So he felt little difficult. Then we went, and then other devotees came, so it was easy. So I was thinking that, no, the type relationship reciprocation is important. So when Lord in this world, he comes as a person, and living entity relate to him, they get such a blissful state, because in this world any relationship won't work. Only relation with work when we are with Krishna, when relate with Krishna. So either he's coming directly, and he's coming in the form of deity also, we relate to him. It makes so much difference for a living entity, because that is what is the relationship we want. So it's a mercy. So mercy is the deepest aspect of God's personality. So it's the highest expression of his love and compassion. This is God's mercy is so profound that he appears in this world, he fulfills our desires, he even becomes a servant of his devotee. So the highest expression of his love and compassion is if he comes as a person. Then we relate to him, and we develop that highest fulfillment of our heart in relationship only. So Lord coming as a person, incarnating avatara, is the most important thing for us. This is the highest form of mercy. See, Lord is giving us wind, water, food, air, and so many things Lord is giving. It's all compassion of Lord, right? This is all compassion of Lord. Whatever we are getting, I'm able to speak, I'm able to see, I'm able to do anything, the energy I have, the intelligence I have, all the things are given by Lord. It's all mercy of Lord. I have my mother, father, brother, sister, all relatives, friends, all these things is mercy of Lord. But of all these mercies, the highest form of mercy is Lord coming as a person. So this is the highest expression of his love and compassion, right? So this we have to accept this. He appears in this world to fulfill the spiritual desires. Now, when one truly understands Krishna's divine birth and actions, or the transcend, and they transcend the material existence, and also one enters a higher spiritual realm of being. So Krishna is telling in 4.9, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanmo naiti mametshu. He's telling, it's actually this realization not easy. To truly grasp that God is a person, that he responds to our desires, uh, and that he enters this world out of love. So this to understand is not easy. Somebody understands this, rarity of this understanding reflects the depth and value. So then that person is liberated. Now why, what is the problem, the root cause, the root problem of all this, our inability to fully understand God's personal nature and mercy is, if we are not able to understand, leads to confusion and causes spiritual disconnection. So all other problems stem from this lack of realization. The supreme goal to understand Krishna's divine birth and deeds is the highest knowledge, the gateway to liberation for us, the essence of the spiritual life. Now, what is the obstacle? Krishna tells Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. So, bhakti is the path of loving devotion to God. We all agree, right? But it is deeply personal and transformative. But it has so many challenges. What is the challenges? Krishna is saying, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmana Mam Upashrate. So here also, if Shiva is free from these things, Vita, Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha, that's why he is able to understand. And for us also, it's the same thing. Raga is attachment, Bhaya is fear, Krodha is anger. So we'll just see what is stopping us from this understanding that Lord is a person. So for being, for us also there is Bhaya is there. Bhaya for fear of being a person. So these arises from our conditioned personality and block our release. So fear of personal existence is subtle but powerful, because we fear that if God is a person, we must also be fully person. But this fear leads to how do we hide this fear? We hide this fear by giving us different roles. We say, I am a director, I am a teacher, I am a student, I am so and so. We give some designation to ourselves and start living with that designations. So we act mechanically, avoiding true self-expression. So I'll try to explain. See now, what is the designation that we want to give ourselves? Gopir Bhartor Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Anudasa. That is the designation we want. But presently I have so many other designations. I am teacher, I am doctor, I am software engineer, I am father, I am mother, I am child, whatever. So this is actually the false identification. So what happens is we adopt impersonal labels. Now if I am say I am a teacher, it's an impersonal label actually. It's an impersonal labels and roles to avoid being venerable. So this roles becomes a shell that hides our true self. I don't know what I am. I am trying to hide as a teacher. So everybody, I try to present myself as a teacher everywhere. So I am trying to hide my identity. I am showing one identity to all the people, the identity that I am a teacher. So Lord Shiva represents Ahankara. He is giving up his ego and is teaching us how to give up that ego. So this shell of Ahankara, we actually avoid intimacy and fear exposure and prepare defenses against perceived threats. So we need to have a courage to be a person. True bhakti requires courage to be vulnerable, to communicate deeply, to shed a mirror of false ego. So only then can one relate to God as a person and experience his mercy. So now why is deep communication rare? Because people speak superficially to avoid revealing their true self. Each person hides in a bunker ready to defend himself. The fear blocks genuine connection with others and with God also. So breaking the shell, that is actually what is bhakti. Bhakti invites us to drop our mask. I say, okay, whatever I am, we have to accept the person as it is, and they should also accept us as it is, whatever I am. So that's why when we have somebody who's ready to correct us, or who is ready to help us in finding some mistakes in us, we should be very grateful. This is yes, anyway I am not what I am thinking. So these mistakes are just superficial coverings, let them go. Let me be, more natural, more genuine, and let me be free. That humility gives so much bliss for us. So drop our mask, embrace our personal identity, relate to Krishna as a person. So this is actually the beginning of true spiritual life. So Krishna's path is not an abstract, it is deeply personal path. So we uh, to walk this path, we must confront raga, bhaya, krodha. We must dissolve our ahankara. We must dare to be person. before the Lord. So this shell of ahankara is actually is a fortress, a armor, a shell, like a oyster. No? It is built on a hard shell, but inside, if you see, it's very soft. Similarly, soul is also very soft, kind, blissful, grateful, humble, but we are afraid of this harsh world. So to protect ourselves, it hides behind this personality and defense mechanisms which we all have. But the soul's dilemma, the souls ask, how can I survive if I am so soft? And the solution is to build with thorns a defensive identity. So it's an illusion that nobody will hurt me, but reality is the shell limits our growth and connection. So if I am identifying myself with something, I am limiting myself. So what happens is this brings isolation, fear of vulnerability, fear of truly being seen. So all these things, this is actually what Krishna is trying to teach, that Raga Bhaya, who has given up, they can relate to Krishna. This is what Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also. So Raga is attachment to matter, identity, comforts. Bhaya is fear, being real or surrender. To Krodha is fear of surrender also. And Krodha is born of frustration in spirituals, as Prabhupada writes these things. So the soul's nature is, full of eternal knowledge and bliss. Now, important, Prabhupada says everybody is searching for Krishna. Now, what happens is the danger of stagnation. If you stop searching, we are betraying our soul, because soul is always in search of truth. So if we don't do it, then what happens? We are continuing with birth and death, old age and disease, superficial happiness. So we should not settle for less than our divine potential. So we have to break this shell of false ego, let go the fear, attachment and anger, open our heart and resume the search for the divine. So now we should not hide all these things. Now the practice is chanting, Shastra reading, service and all these things is now uh, now the another important thing we'll discuss is many search for God while clinging to material identity. This duality leads to frustration and confusion and results in anger, denial of God, or perception of emptiness. So now three obstacles and path of in going towards Krishna is we search incorrectly, cling to material shells, emotional backlash. So these three are the obstacles that are, what searching incorrectly means seeking without surrender. And clinging to material means fear of losing identity. And emotional backlash is anger, denial, and all these things. So these three things are happening. These are the obstacles. You all can understand this, right? So people are, they come to Krishna consciousness, but they are not ready to surrender. They are holding on to their material identity. They are not ready to take the spiritual identity. When they get initiated, they get an identity. You are servant, das or dava dasi. But they are not ready to take that identity. They are holding on to their material identity. Fear of losing identity. And emotional backlash is anyway there. There is anger. But Krishna tells, "Hey, ataman prapadyante." You surrender, I will reciprocate accordingly. This is law of reciprocity. So it applies to both material and spiritual. We'll try to understand this both the things. How Krishna reciprocates both spiritual. Now Shiva took it spiritually. He got spiritual reciprocation. He's very blissful. Same thing if Krishna is reciprocating materially, we see also that. So we'll try to understand this how Krishna's mercy is always reciprocal. According to how there is spiritual also, there is material also. So Krishna's mercy is always reciprocal. Now, Krishna takes the form most suitable to our devotion. That is spiritual. In the spiritual sphere, Krishna's reciprocation is like that. Whatever form we are worshipping. So the highest, most intimate form, the closest you can become to God, in which form is Krishna's form in Vrindavan, that too in a Kaishwara form, is the most intimate relationship we can have with the Lord is that form. With Narsingadev, you cannot have Ras Leela. Even Lord Ram also don't do Ras Leela. Of course, he has some type of Madhurya Rasa. It has a mixture of Aishwarya in it. But Krishna in Kaishwara, in Vrindavan with the gopis, that is the closest you can go to a person, Krishna, to God. So that is the form. So he takes the most suitable form to our devotion because gopis are having that type of devotion. So his closest that is. And he reciprocates with love also. Same thing with material. Material, same law manifests as karma. It is also law of reciprocity only. What we desire, we reap. As we receive, as we desire, we receive. So as you sow, so shall we reap. So this is the formula we hear. So Srila Prabhupada says Krishna's law is personal in the spiritual realm. But when it comes and it is impersonal in the material realm, it is karma. So both places it is Krishna's law only. When it comes to a spiritual realm, he is personally dealing. But when it comes to the material realm, he deals in an impersonal way as it's a law of karma. So in both cases, Krishna only is handling. Now, when we come to spiritual life, then Krishna is ready to take charge of this law. So he says, okay, I will directly do it. Why to be impersonal? Because you are personal to me, I will be personal to you. If you are not personal to Krishna, Krishna deals in an impersonal way. So that's the system. So this law is inexorable. It always acts only. So the path of God requires sincerity, surrender, and shedding of material ego. So Krishna's laws ensure divine justice, perfect reciprocity, and spiritual growth are karmic consequences. So there is a example of a story which Gorgovind Maharaj says of this is Kalahasti temple. It is in Rajasthan. This temple was built by Agastya Rishi. So Agastya Rishi appointed Bhrigu Muni and Bharadwaja Muni to oversee the temple construction. Like any ordinary forcemen, but they are not, unlike ordinary forcemen, they were mystics and yogis. So they did not supervise the workers directly. What they did is Bhrigu Muni and Bharadwaj Muni, they used to sit in meditation by the river bank and they established a spiritual law governing the labor and reward. So what is that law? Workers were not monitored physically but spiritually, means like divine, some arrangement. What is that? The daily calculation ritual. At day's end, workers approach the sage for their calculation. So each worker were poured sand, the sages poured sand into the hands of the workers. And the sand transformed into gold based on workers' merit. So the workers' effort, this is. So So now based on the merit, so workers diligently worked, then all the sand turned into gold, worked moderately, then partial gold, partial sand, did not work, only sand, no gold. Now, now nobody rebelled because workers accepted the divine justice because this system reflects the perfect karmic accountability. Like somebody worker went and he was just sleeping all day there. He didn't work. When he comes in the evening, the sages they poured some sand into their hand and it didn't turn into gold. They had to understand that I didn't work, nothing is happening here. Somebody work half. So you get half gold, half sand. Other work fully you get. So they know whatever we work, the sand accordingly converts into gold. So the true reward comes not from external supervision but internal sincerity. You're understanding. Now the Muni's law is impeccable and impartial. So no rebellion because the transformation is just and transparent. Now Krishna in the cosmic manifestation, cosmic order also, Krishna is like a foreman overseeing the world. he does not interfere directly by establishing a flawless law. So he does not interfere, but establishes a flawless law. So what is that law? This law ensures everyone receives exactly what they deserve, and no one can deceive the law of karma. Interestingly, we all have this tendency to deceive. So despite attempt to cheat fate, the law remains undefeated. So Russian proverb says, a man tried to deceive his fate but failed. Another saying is, for what they fought, that they ran into. Karma delivers what one seeks and deserves. So the effort and intention determine the outcome. So the law of karma is universal, impartial, and unbreakable. So I am telling two reciprocations of Lord. One is spiritual reciprocation, one is material. So material reciprocation is law of karma. That also goes in a divine form only. So every action has a consequence, no exceptions. So there is a story of a woman. She went to a hypnotist, and the hypnotist, he was a devotee. So he was sharing this story. He was telling that how a woman in England, she seeks help for medical distress and all. She came, and when she was going in a hypnotic regression, she was recollecting. So she says she was a peasant woman uh, during the Industrial Revolution, and she was forced to live her rural life and work in a very dirty factory and or whatever. But and she earned very little and toiled endlessly and but she always had a longing of the green meadows and the forest and whatever she was staying, whatever you are seeing behind me, all this type of situation. What happened? The turning point, her death. What happened is when she was about to die. So she is recollecting this lady who came, the English lady. She was recollecting her 2 lives back. That time she was a lady who was working like this. And then the hypnotic regression, this person, he was asking, so what is happening now? She's telling, I am dying now. And then he asked, so what are you thinking? So she said, I am thinking about the green meadows and the forest, and this only I am thinking. And then he asked, then what happened next? Then she started laughing. They said, "Oh, I became a horse." She reborn as a horse. So now that was the past life. So then next again she's born in the she's born as a woman in England. So the law of thought and karma. So Krishna response is silent but profound. If you think you can be happy in green meadows, Krishna says, then okay, live there as a horse. Krishna is reciprocating. Now it's actually deeply but sad truth only. Our deepest desire shape our next birth. So consciousness at death determines the future body. Krishna tells this, 8.6 Bhagavad Gita. Yam yam vapi smaram bhava. Whatever state of being one remembers while he quits his body, that stays he will attain without fear. So the woman's attachment to nature without spiritual realization lead to animal birth. So desire without devotion leads to bondage, not liberation. Clear? So now this is actually a story, is a warning and is a teaching also. What we contemplate, we become. This is now very important. Please try to understand. Krishna's law is precise, impartial, and compassionate also. So let us direct our thoughts to Krishna, not just comforts. Only then can we transcend the cycle of birth and death. So this is we will never be happy unless we meet Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada, he writes actually that Krishna's deep message in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita says, Ma Mama Vartman Vartante Manusha Partha Sarvas. All people follow my path, Arjuna, in all respects. So each person understanding shapes their journey. So Krishna gives us what we desire, even if it's not what we need. So now nature. Now next we will try to this important another topic we'll discuss. We all seek happiness. It's our innate nature. So the Russian playwright he writes that man is born for happiness like bird for flight. So similarly, the common belief is I will be happy when my desires are fulfilled. So, but ha- has anyone truly become happy in this way? So the problem with the desires is people are unhappy not because they desire, but because the desires remain unfulfilled, right? Now I have certain desires. My unhappiness is not that I don't have something. I am unhappy because my desires are not fulfilled. So fulfillment of desires is not equal to lasting happiness. So true happiness lies in wanting what we truly need. That spiritual connection. We'll try to understand this point because there was one lady, religious professor. She was studying Buddhism. She says she likes Buddhism. She agrees with three of Buddha's four noble truths. The fourth noble truth is desireless. To end suffering, one must end desires. That's what Buddha says. So she says that to end suffering, she says one must fulfill desires. But that is not actually correct because this reflects a common worldview, but not the spiritual solution. Because Vedanta says, Vedic teaching says that desire binds us to the material world, and liberation comes not from fulfilling desires but from transcending them. So only Krishna consciousness brings lasting peace. So what should we desire? We should desire for Krishna, we should desire for service, and we will try to understand that desire is not always fulfilled. Even if they are fulfilled, they come at a wrong time. And another thing is, even if they are fulfilled at right time, they don't bring a complete happiness also. Like Patanjali Muni says, desires are fulfilled not when we need. This is a very interesting thing. Desires are fulfilled, but not when we need. And this delay or misalignment causes frustration and dissatisfaction. If fulfillment alone brought happiness, very important point. If fulfillment alone brought happiness, timing would not matter. Whatever time you get, you should be happy, but not like that. So there are some people who want to have certain awards, certain gifts, certain prizes, certain achievements, but they don't come immediately. So it does not happen because uh, even when desire is fulfilled, joy is temporary, and soon new desires will come, and a sense of lack returns. So this is an endless cycle, keeps us searching, never satisfied. So Krishna is telling, ye yataman prapadyante tamas tataiva vajamaham mama vartman vartante manushya parsa. Everyone follows my path in all aspects. So Krishna's response to each person's desire. This is, but the goal of path is often misled. So the soul's nature is to seek, very important. Can a person be happy if he stops seeking? No. This is spiritual death. So the soul is conscious, and consciousness means desires. To live is to seek, to aspire, to love. So the point is, we all have desires, but instead of material, we should make it spiritual. So now the real problem is here comes, everyone seeks, but we don't know what to seek, we don't know where the path leads, and we are all seeking Krishna, whether we know it or not. George Harrison writes in Krishna book in the introduction, right? So whatever we desire, this is very important point. Please understand. Whatever we desire becomes our de facto God. If we desire wealth, fame, comfort, we worship them. But this cannot satisfy the soul. Only Krishna, the supreme object of love, can satisfy. So what happens is our greatest potency is the capacity to love. Misplaced love leads to frustration. We should know whom to give how much heart. We give it wrong place. True love directed to Krishna leads to fulfillment, right? So the heart that denies God, Baldev Vidyabhushan explains, if one seeks only stone in the deity's heart becomes stone. So denial of God, denial of one's own spiritual nature. That's all. So denial of God is denying the source of life, the soul's essence, the capacity to love. Everything is gone. So result of this is what? The heart becomes cold, heart lifeless like a stone. So impersonalists, they lose actually. So Srila Prabhupada wants believing Krishna is impersonal lead to loss of personality, one's own personality. Seeking void see leads to existence is void, lifeless, directionless. So the highest goal is to be a person, to understand Krishna as a person. We must become person ourselves. This is the highest goal, to realize our individuality, love, and relationship with God. Only this goal can make us completely happy. So there is now people ask, Are if God brings happiness, why saints live so hard? No, saints are crucified, burned, and thrown into all these things. So all the 12 apostles of Jesus, none of them died peacefully. So now the deep truth of happiness, the true happiness is not comfort but spiritual fulfillment. Please understand, this is the most important point. True happiness is not comfort but spiritual fulfillment. Saints suffered externally but were internally joyful. Their lives proves God is real, love is eternal, personhood is sacred. So the all these 12 first of us, they were crucified, burnt, torn by lions, or stoned or speared. Yet they were pure-hearted, God-centered souls. The Pandavas also burned to exile, lived a hardship life, and no hated by their uncle, sent to the burning house, and their even in the end also all the sons died, and they ruled briefly, renounced everything, walked to Himalayas. So all these things happened to no. What is this life? From a material perspective, it don't look any happy life, but from spiritual perspective, it's a wonderful life, because Srila Prabhupada says if one wants to enjoy the fruit of work, Krishna allows this. But those fruits are material, because the illusion of material happiness is even if I gain mountain of wealth, will we be happy? No. Why? The soul is not matter. That's the main reason. Because matter cannot give soul happiness. Because soul is spiritual, matter is matter only. So matter cannot satisfy us. So true happiness comes when we love, live as souls, act as a person, love and connect deeply. So these are the things that makes the soul happy. So nature of soul is soul's essence is consciousness, personhood, love. Real happiness is to love, to be loved, to share intimate connections. So the real meaning of happiness is saints and devotees suffer externally but are fully fulfilled internally. They lived in connection with Krishna, not in pursuit of fleeting pleasures. So true happiness is not in possessing but in being. Being a soul, living as a person, loving as a true nature. So there was a wealthy English woman. She let 5 million uh, pounds to her cat. Why? Because she loved her cat and because she didn't love anyone else. That means, it's a sad reflection of modern loneliness. So material wealth can buy comforts, but cannot buy connections. We need food, we need clothing, we need shelter, we need light. But these are not the essence of happiness. Essence of happiness is happiness in ability to love, happiness in ability to be a person. So real joy comes from loving, relating, living as a soul, not just as a body. So Krishna's help in becoming a person. So Krishna himself is coming as a person to teach us how to relate. So sometimes Krishna helps his devotees by stripping away false identities. So here we see in this pastime, Lord Shiva is, of course, he don't have, but still Krishna is trying to do it. He is challenging their pride and guiding them to become real persons. So here we see Lord Shiva is running behind Mohini Murti, and it's such an embarrassing situation. But Krishna is trying, okay, we'll see how much false ego Lord Shiva has. No false ego. Any pride? No pride. So this is actually what Krishna does. So the root problem is ahankara, false identity. uh, Attach identity with the body, identity with achievements, identity with the possessions we have, and the more we identify with matter, the less we act as souls. Please understand, the more we identify act as a matter, less we act as souls, less we love, less we live authentically. So the nature of pride is uh, we always talk about ourselves. So if you go to any proud person, we'll see that he's most of the time is talking about himself only. They about their success, about their opinion, about what they feel is important. So narcissistic mentality. So pride blocks connection. Pride shrinks the soul. So we have discussed last time about pride also, how that is causing violence to others. So happiness, no, true happiness is not in money, cats, or comforts, but in being a person, living as a soul, and loving others. So we have to let go our false ego. Let Krishna help us become who we truly are. So Krishna says the highest happiness is truly being a person. True personhood means transcending our limitations, and spiritual path. There is one path with many stages. So the stages is uh, like this is actually what without understanding the ultimate goal, these stages becomes uh, so there are different other shraddha, satsanga and all. And Krishna allows challenges for sincere devotees. There will be losses, hardships, discomforts, and but sincerity matters. Sincere seeker grows, insincere one remains unchanged. And we should uh, the speaking of our heart is chanting the holy name Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it's not a ritual but a relationship. Chanting is not a ritual, chanting is a relationship. Chanting is not for show or obligation. It's not about rules or uh, in initiations and all. It's about the soul's connection with God. The highest happiness is to be one with Krishna, to live in God consciousness. So the walk the path with sincerity and surrender. So what happens is, the problem is people are searching for what is not needed, realizing the need uh, to see God, mistaking something else as God. But what is important is seeking God as a person, not an ideal, not a force, not an idea, not a force, but a person. Accept his will, accept his person, accept his personality. So, Jesus Christ surrender is, let not my will, but your will be done. So, this is the essence of spiritual surrender, accepting God's will. So, this is one famous story of Bishop Attila. So, what happens is he was invaded by uh, some barbarians. So they were destroying everything. Then he says, "Oh Attila, welcome you." The bishop actually prays to Attila. Actually, he is a barbarian king. Attila, welcome you. The courage of God. So he sees that this is will of God. So this invader is coming and going to kill. He's killing everyone. So he's going to kill me also. He says, yes, you are the will of God. So as soon as he said, that person actually, his heart transplant, he leaves and goes away. So this is actually the spirituality, to be ourselves before God, to say, please, may your will be in this world, I accept you. This is not defeat, but this is liberation. There's a soul becomes free when it surrenders. This is the power of acceptance. Accepting God as a person means not resisting, no illusion, no bargaining, just presence, truth, and love. So, like, so one devotee was struggling uh, with drugs, so he tried to overcome it, and he could overcome because Krishna is very merciful. So he says there is one more last point we'll say, pain of disconnection. So attempts to communicate uh, feel strained, awake. So we need actually deep loving connections. So in love and giving, we become truly happy. Okay, I will few more things. Okay, we will stop here. Any questions, comments? So we were discussing, basically my point is how we accept the will of Lord. Will of Lord is two, spiritual and material. And we saw material will of Lord is the law of karma, and the spiritual will of Lord is to change the heart of a living entity. And we saw the material pleasure is matter, but it is not satisfying. The spiritual pleasure is for the soul, it is satisfying. And how Lord Shiva is relating to the Lord, there is no Vita Raga Bhaya. Then we can relate to the Lord. Then we can understand Him as a person. The highest manifestation of Lord's mercy is He is a person. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments?
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bro.
So accepting the will of Lord is one which you are talking about. So I just want to understand in the event of any eventuality, for example, one loses his job, okay, or a position or a power or a fame. During that time, what kind of a mindset one should have? He should accept this as a will of Lord and move ahead with the situations of life, or again he has to make some personal effort, something to regain back his power, position, or fame, or he has to wait, for the further mercy of the Lord. Like, what should be a situation? What should one do in this situation when he loses his, power or position or some fame? During that time, how should a man act? He has to accept this as a will of Lord and act normally, or what he has to do, Prabhuji? Correct.
I'll mute you because it will again echo. Yeah, this situation, when a person loses, he has to again try to get all this, like Pandavas when they lost their kingdom, they again work hard to get their kingdom back. And so this is the formula, that it's not wrong to again work to get his position, power, or whatever he's there. It is not wrong. But if after trying, if he's not getting, then he should accept, okay, this Krishna don't want, let it be. So we have to make an endeavor, but we should not do prayasa. That means over endeavor we should not do. Whatever little endeavor, say you are working 8 to 10 hours, and within that, if you are able to get it back, fine. Not able to get it back, then also fine. See, effort we should put 100%. But what is going to come result, that we should not be attached. So if you have to make an effort to get a good position and all, not wrong. But to be attached to the result, whether Krishna will give you or not, that is very important. That you should not be, that you should not expect that it should happen to me. Whether Krishna want to give or not, it is up to him. He may give more, he may not give also, or he may reduce also. The result is not in our hand. Effort, yeah, you have to again see, you have to work hard and to get something, yeah, you should get. Even Krishna want that, okay, work hard, but you should know that this is, you should also accept Krishna's will in that. So result is Krishna's will, hard work is yours. That you should never stop. You should always do it. Whatever you have to do needful, you have to do it. Okay, bro.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for the answer.
Janma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I offer my humble obeisances to you. Jai Srila Prabhupada. I am very, very fortunate to have your association this morning. Your classes are always on point, and I love your presentation. Prabhu, I don't know if this is more of a question or more a clarification to navigate the internal, perhaps, I was use the word confusion. So this is more a clarification. When you mentioned about the cat lady, it sort of struck a chord within me, and I know that was a bit sad for her intellectually, right? But then I was really questioning this within myself, like, you know, her life being human, I suppose she understood a, a concept of love based on the love for her cat. So please be patient because I'm trying to arrive to a point. So that's the level of consciousness where she's at. You know, from the outside, we can say, oh, she's led a lonely life. She has no real connection with human beings, et cetera, et cetera. But then, I'm computing and calculating in my mind that certain particular types of people, based on their personality type and karma and predisposition and temperament, psychology, et cetera, some people really do not connect well with human beings. They're much more into animals, birds. They find more the love that they're seeking based on the connection of animals more so with humans, because humans will always disappoint you. Animals don't. So the point that I'm trying to ask Prabhu is with that lady with a cat, in this material world that Krishna had provided for us, which is for us to also learn. Because, in one class, I heard that the reason why we're in this world is because our desires are unlimited and we haven't run out of desires yet. And so Krishna is so patient with us that it's like, okay, whenever you're out of desire and you realize the true desire, which is to go back to me, then okay, you can come back, right? But he and Yogamaya and Mahamaya constantly in facilitation of sort of like running us, running the desire out. So the lady with the cat and or people with dogs or that can find that connection with animals, Prabhu, isn't that part of the lesson of their soul? What if they're not privy to luck of knowing Krishna consciousness at this time, and that is the only way for them or for their soul to learn in this moment what is a reflection, a mere fraction of what God's loves is, and they learn that through the love of their animals. So I want to know what your thoughts on this, Prabhu, in terms of like soul's lessons and karma of that person, because I understand the deep connection of human beings to pets. I mean, having lost a dog myself, and in that relationship that I've had, I've learned like concept of unconditional love and sacrifice that otherwise I would not have learned. I mean, I've learned that through like love of animals more so than I've learned from human beings. So what are your thoughts on this, Prabhu? Thank you so much in advance.
Yeah. Here, very important point what you said is that you learned selfless love and other things. The point is that we cannot completely relate with animals because they are of completely different species. So whatever relationship we develop with them, it is a very on a very very superficial level, we can say one lay, because they're of a different species, so they cannot relate. They only are, for them, the animals, they can only relate with protection, security and food. That is there, whoever is providing for them, they are very loyal. They know that this is, if I do what this person does, what this person likes, I'll be getting my security, my protection, my food. And they develop that attachment to the person also who is giving. And that attachment will lead them to, if the owner is dead, after few days, the dog also will not eat properly and she also leaves her body because it is attached to the person. But it is not able to relate that their relation, because their buddhi is not there. They don't have that a developed intelligence. They only are very little manas, only some emotional state they have. That is also very less level. They are not so much grown. They cannot express all the emotions. They cannot relate. Only few, what we see, na, we are seeking, especially we seek attention, we seek security, we seek some emotional support. So when the pets people are dealing, they get so much attention, and they feel that somebody is taking my shelter, so we feel attention in that. So that gives some, we always need, like, what happens is, if mother has children, the child is always dependent on mother, so mother gets that attention, so she feels very nourished, because somebody is always seeking me, somebody always want me, I am needed. So if you feel that, no, I am needed, you feel some satisfaction. The pets give this, that they always feel that I need my master, so you feel that satisfaction, that I am in need. So we always want, okay, somebody needs me. It's such a satisfying for us. So this is, that need is fulfilled. But what happens is, like, now I'm like, somebody is married, the children are grown up, then wife is not there, husband is not there, children are not there, but somebody is needed to make me feel that I am in need. Uh, and the pets will fulfill that desire. Okay, you are in need, we need you. So this satisfies them. This is one thing. And another thing, we cannot grow completely with the pets. We need a person to grow ourselves. We are limiting ourselves, because we have a more, our need is more than just with the level of pets, with a relation with animals. We have a much more greater need. Our need, what is happening, we had a bad experience in relationship, and that is actually made us a closed shell, and we are not able to relate to people. So this is not, because I told, na, this false ego covers us, because we already got so many times hurt. Again, now a person means, I said, okay, now enough is enough, I don't want any more person in my life. But that is not a healthy state. That is in a disease state only, because you are restraining yourself. You have to open the cover and really experience something high. Because I got beaten up in so many times in relationship, now I say, no more relationship, let me go into Brahman, and now be happy in the Brahman. I don't want anything to do with this material things. So this is actually what people uh, go up. This is actually what Krishna is telling. Vitaraga bhaya. This bhaya is there, na, that fear. The fear is for this also. We got a bad experience, and everybody has bad experience, because we have given in a wrong places, and then all these psychological problems are because of bad experiences only, and especially in relationship. But we cannot grow ourselves. See, anything we restrict now. If say there, some people don't have one hand, some people don't have eyes, some people don't have ability to hear. Now, can that person have complete experience of life? What do you feel?
No, limited.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, limited. Similarly, our emotions, no, it should be completely experienced. But if you come to animals and all, they cannot give that reciprocation. They cannot relate. They cannot give such a deep satisfaction which we can experience in that, because it is restraining ourselves. Uh, you are limiting yourselves to certain things only. So heart, na, it's something very sensitive, and it is has great need. It cannot be fulfilled at this level. Only person who can completely satisfy heart is Krishna. Now, if I am replacing Krishna with some human beings in this world, that won't work. And instead of human beings, I am replacing with animals. How much it will work? It won't fulfill only. Our heart should be filled with Krishna. Instead of Krishna, I am putting some people, my family. It is not fulfilling. Removing the family, putting some animals, there is no chance only. You are understanding. So I am not telling that it is not fulfilling, but it is not complete. There is completely dissatisfaction. They are not getting complete experience. They are getting some experience, but it's not complete experience. Like a person who don't have some of the bodily parts, he says, I am very happy. But we know, Are, you don't have experience of certain things in life. Like a blind person, we cannot tell him what is the beauty in seeing things. He can never understand because he's already restricted. You're understanding. He says, I'm happy, I'm hearing nice music, nice food, but you don't know what is seeing with eyes. Similarly, when it comes a person who is just with animals, and he says, I'm happy with animals. You are happy, but there is something higher. You are not able to experience that because you are restricted with this level only. So there is something higher and more higher is there is Sankuchita Chetana, Vikasita Chetana, and Purna Vikasita Chetana. When you are able to love Krishna, then that is the highest experience, which is beyond this world, which is not understood here anywhere like that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. I think I understand that. But I think what I'm trying to get at is on individually based on people's karma, right? The thing in the material plane that is also made by Krishna, that facilitates relationships and experiences of the individual soul based on who they come across is also a tool of Lord Krishna. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, aren't animals also a tool of Lord Krishna to help the individual soul to learn, for them to learn what is the reflected love? Because you can also go through, because we all agree that even relationship with human beings, right, is very limited. Even let's just say the highest what we perceive as the highest relation, even in motherhood, we claim that's the highest relationship in this planet, right? The love of a mother to a child. But even that, if you really get deep into it, the karmic entanglement of motherhood, if you get really, really, really deep into it, also like the dark side that, it becomes like an attachment. It's not even really like freedom, right? So not to get sidetracked on that, what I was trying to also try to uncover, Prabhu, is because not everybody will have the what I'm trying to say is the luck in one's lifetime, perhaps, to be surrounded by devotees. And so sometimes I think about the people that don't know Krishna right now in this lifetime. Aren't they also being given the chance, the facility of getting to know what love is? May say it could be in a marriage, it could be in a dog, it could be in a cat, but isn't everything facilitated by Yoga Maya anyway? Is everything is like Lord Krishna's anyway? So in a sense, their perception of how they perceive that love or that experience or the depth of that love that they can perceive in that moment in their lifetime also facilitated by Mahamaya or Yogamaya. Is this what I'm trying to get at, Prabhu? I'm sorry, and that's one last time, last question on that.
See, what happens is people are given certain love, but that is not complete because the other person should be able to give me such a love that it satisfies heart. See, what
Mm,
happens is, see, now when you lost your dog, did you feel pain?
yes.
Ah, that is the point. That means that dog, whatever the pet animal, could not give you unlimited happiness and could not stay with you unlimitedly. That means it is limited for certain time, certain part of your life only. Now that means you have your need is not fulfilled. Similarly, even if
Mhm.
animal comes into your life or person comes into your life, nobody is able to fulfill that need. You are given a glimpse. Okay, this then when a person is sincere, he will start questioning why this relationship is not complete, why this relationship is not eternal, Once he starts questioning, then he starts questioning in life. Generally, what happens now? People stop asking question why. But if you
Mm,
ask question why, then you start growing. So any
mm,
experience, what you said is correct only. Every experience Lord is giving in this world to teach us. To teach us what? Are see the love which you got from your mother, na? This love is just a glimpse, a very, very fraction. I can give
mm,
millions and millions of love of mother, but you come to me. So Krishna is the love of the mother is Krishna's love only. Any love
mm,
which you got in this world is Krishna's love only coming through that person. If you can
mm,
understand that, then we grow. But
mm.
unfortunately, what happens? People start replacing one love after the other, another love, another another love, mobile love, and this. You are loving your celebrity, you are loving your sports star, you are loving somebody or other, but not Krishna. Unfortunately.
Mhm.
So many people are coming in our life, and all the love or whatever comes selflessly, that is Krishna's only. But Krishna is telling her, why are you settling with something temporary for few days, few months, few years? I am going to give you permanently and unlimitedly. Why don't you come for
Uh,
that? So yes, there is some affection, there is some sort of selflessness which you can experience, but ultimately not to settle here, but to understand that I have to go out and get something better.
okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for that. And thank you for being so patient with me and for clarifying that for me. Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
So yeah, this is Maya's arrangement only. All love. I know there are so many wife and husband. There are such a good relation they have for years and years, decades together. But one fine day when the husband leaves, the wife is crying, "You cheated me." I was saying, why he cheated? Poor fellow, he was with you for 30 years, 40 years. No, but she still cries, "You cheated me." Why? Because he left. He cannot but cheat. So everybody but cannot cheat in this world. For us, that is like the dog left. That means cheated. He left. Why did the dog leave me? That fellow cheated me. Everybody cheats us. Only person who don't cheat is Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So basically, in essence, everything that we experience in this material world is basically one way or the other, whether it's giving us like 30 years of happiness or whatnot, in the end, we're gonna be cheated because it's only Krishna. It's just a mere fraction of what we could feel when we go back, unless we
Yeah.
go back to Godhead, in essence.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Namaste
So,
Pranam Prabhuji, Haribol.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice class and very much inspiring question answer also. Despite my being in, I don't have a question. I'm just giving my reflection and seek your guidance. Despite me being 40 years and in this, but still I have attachments and I have desires and all that. And on top of that, Vipralipsa is always there because I'm a conditioned soul. What gives me solace is this Chaitanya Chaitamrita Karcha, which says, Bhavan Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Anya Kami Yadi Kare Krishna Bhajan, Na Magi De Krishna Tare De Swacharan. Krishna kahe, Ama Bhaje Mage Visay Sukh, Amrut Chari Vis Mage Ei Bada Murkh. Ame Vigya Ei Murkh Visay Kane Diba, Swacharana Diya Visay Bhulaiba. So my only solace is that, I have taken shelter of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness, satsang and all that. Despite all my setbacks and everything, and being a conditioned soul, my only solace is the soul mercy of Lord Sri Krishna, who will, out of mercy that this soul has come to me, who will give me his charanamrut. And then we say bulaib, and at least, antakale cha maam me smaran sakalevanam. If I could remember some little portion of Krishna consciousness at the end of my life. I've written in my will that my children should chant very loudly when I leave the body. Nobody should cry. I did not cry when my mother left, and I chanted very loudly when she was passing away. And so same thing I want for myself like that. And this is what I wish Lord Krishna would fulfill my desire that way. This was my reflection from your class, Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam, and I'm so grateful, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Okay, we'll end here. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful class. Hare Krishna.
Kalpatarubhyasya कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti koti
Thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Jai.
for this
Radha
wonderful
Pramod
class. Thank you.
ji. Thank you.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare
Radhe.
Krishna.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Radhe, Radhe
Prabhupada.
Radhe.
Class, Prabhuji.